Good. Uh, let's see. For me, listening to the silence, I always start with a lot of thoughts in my head. Always different things about what I was just doing, what am I gonna do, what's going on, what I want, what I don't want, and it's always spinning. Right? And then, usually at some point, actually today, I heard it literally right away. It's like kind of like a quiet, faint ringing sound, where basically it's for me. It's kind of like I imagine that it's like a frequency that unless you stop and like pay attention to it, you won't hear it. But it doesn't mean that it's not there. Like I actually think that it's always there. It's like when they say that you don't see things unless you slow down, right? Like when you're rushing through, like, oh, I need to go somewhere, I need to do this, like you won't stop by and smell the flowers or just enjoy the day around you. And sometimes listening to the silence is kind of like that. It's like it's always there, and until you actually choose to slow down and actually just listen, like you won't hear it normally, because usually our minds are running at like hundreds of miles per hour, just like trying to filter and process all the different things. So for me today, after that initial like bout of thoughts, came another bout of thoughts actually, but this time it kind of came in like different waves, because one of the things that I was actually feeling was actually a lot of gratitude. It could be that it was related to the book that I've been reading, which is Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. I guess I should look at the camera. Hello audience. Which is by Joe Dispenza. And one of the last passage I was reading about, not passage, part I was reading about was actually about gratitude. How be thankful for the things, so they'll come into existence. So that was something that actually, when I was not directly reflecting on it, but it kind of came to my mind. And actually, what I actually felt really thankful for was actually our family. And not just our family, but also like the life that we live. Basically, to be even aware of all the things. Today I got a little bit of a talking to about some of the issues I've been going through, as many members in our family go through. As a result, I felt kind of like, oh man, I'm trudging through shit again. Like, oh, there's another part of me that needs some love and correction. But the other half of me that came to me was like, through that thought, was actually that I'm really grateful that, one, we are made aware of all these things in our lives, because it's not like those things aren't there, whether or not we are aware of them or not. But now that we are aware, we can actually do something about them. And like, for example, even just taking the time to listen to the silence just helps us to really overcome a lot of these things, that like emotions, fears, pride, lust, anger, which I've had all of the above, mind you guys. But basically, it creates something new in our lives, of peace, of joy, of love, of kindness and patience, and all of these different things that, to me, I mean, you hear about them, but you don't really experience and you don't really live them until like someone shares them with you. And through the family that I guess the creator brought to me, like every day we've been actually learning more about that and actually experiencing that with one another. And I mean, started with JQ, who is our mentor, And he's also the one who calls us out on all our bullshit 99% of the time. And I'm really grateful for all these things, to be able to actually live a life of not just being weak and succumbing to all these shortcomings, or being, I guess, unaware completely of all our shortcomings either. I don't want to say shortcomings, just like these are our habits of being ourselves, right? And to be given the opportunity and the guidance to actually choose to live in a different way, choose to respond in a different way, choose to create a different life altogether, like that, I'm really grateful for. So as I was listening today, that's kind of what came to my mind. And for me, gratitude, I don't really fully understand, like, because it's always been a feeling, like when someone does something for you, oh, you feel thankful, right? But there's the sense of gratitude where I see it as like a constant state of being or living. Like, I'm just thankful all the time. I'm thankful for this, like, or it's not that I'm thankful, it's like I'm living with thankfulness and gratitude. And I think that's what I was seeing, like, am I actually living that way? Is that something I embody? Is that something I choose? And most of the time, naturally, I don't. I am selfish and I take everything for granted. And I felt like the silence was reminding me about gratitude today, and amongst different things, but that is the main thing that I kind of remember. Because usually, also, I think another partway through the silence listening, I stumbled back into mind world, where I started thinking about different things, or like different parts of my body start itching randomly, or like my back starts randomly hurting in this place, and then I feel uncomfortable sitting here, just all of the different things. But past all that, and just like persisting with the, I guess, silence listening, there's always something that comes, right? I feel like in the past I used to think, oh, I'm thinking too much, so I need to think nothing. But in reality, I feel like sometimes the universe speaks through us through our thoughts. And there's definitely a lot of noise, but I guess over the years, some of the thoughts that come actually are just messages from the universe or the creator. And I guess it helps to be able to listen and hear them. And I definitely am not the best at taking time for myself, because listening to the silence is so counterintuitive. Like, we're all trained to be, oh, we need to be doing something all the time. Or for those of us who are lazy, actually I'm lazy too, we don't want to be doing anything, right? So it's either one or the other, right? And silence feels like neither of those things, right? Which is like even more off the scale. So, but also we're not aware how to take care of ourselves. Like, that's something that was given to me today as well. Like, I don't take care of myself. I spend most of my time, pleasing the emotions in my body and striving after different things, which, I mean, it's natural, it's normal, it's actually not anything bad, right? Because that's how we were raised, that's how we grew up, that's how this world is. But it's the awareness of it and the, I guess, knowledge that you can choose that allows us to actually create our reality, if you will, and choose our destiny and to live free. And listening to the silence is part of it, right? It's part of the process. It is part of actually helping us slow down to actually see things too, right? Like being able to smell the flowers. So, yep, that's part of my silence listening experience today. And I'll see you guys next time.